I'd like to call to order the City of Maplewood Parks and Recreation Commission, 6 p.m., September 21st, 2022. And for roll call, it looks like we're missing Kimmy right now. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the agenda?
Before we approve it, there's one change I think needs to take place. I think it's a very minor piece is under, wrong page. Where'd it go?
On the third page?
On the second page, approval of the agenda for the last time, it says that it was moved by Barton and seconded by Barton.
Yeah.
I think I moved and you seconded, as I recall.
I believe that was correct.
I see that too.
Thank
But
you.
that is part of the minutes. Move to approve the agenda.
I second.
And then approval of the minutes from last time with that change. Make a motion?
Move to approve the minutes as amended.
I approve. I second.
All right. We have new business. We're welcoming the YMCA update. Okay.
Thank you, Chair, members of the Commission. I'm excited to let you know that we have Tara Monick, the new Executive Director over at the YMCA Maplewood Community Center. And I know you've long been anticipating an update and just to hear all the good things that are happening at the Community Center. So she's here tonight to just give you an update and share and answer any questions you may have. So with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Thanks you all for having me here tonight. As Audra said, my name is Tara Monick. I have been with the Maplewood Community Center for about 2 months now, so fairly new still. I have been with the YMCA in the Twin Cities for about 25 years, so not new to the Y, and the Maplewood community has been very welcoming, and I have really enjoyed my time here so far. Just wanted to share some updates of what we are doing. We have a great team in place and just trying to add a bunch of activities for the community. So one thing I wanted to start out with was our youth and adult sports. Currently this session we have soccer going on, basketball, adult volleyball, which has been popular. And then we will be offering those again our next session, which will sign up is next week on the 27th. And we are also adding tumbling to that as well. So.
Is it working?
Okay.
I can do it for you.
Okay. So tumbling, in the past, there was a drop-in family tumbling, and we recently added that again. So it is open to the community. Families can come in every Tuesday, 10 to 1. It's $3 a child. We just have our tumbling equipment out in the gym, and it's just kind of a free play. So we've been having some people enjoy that, and so it's been fun to bring that back. Next, a few of the other additional programs we have going on. We have swim lessons on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and we just recently added Sundays. And then we also have lifeguard training happening. We are offering that at the White Bear location, but one thing that we're doing that's kind of unique is if somebody is not quite ready for that lifeguard class, we've been training them at the location so that they are ready to pass that and then can be a lifeguard. Lifeguards can be 15 and older, so if you know anyone, we would happily welcome them. We also offer personal training, group training, the Group X classes, and then we have massage at our location. I know that we've had that in the past, and that is back. Brenda is our massage therapist, and she is great. And then we have pickleball. Pickleball is popular. We also offer lessons for pickleball, and then just open pickleball. I think it's like Monday through Saturday. So we have lots of open play times. And then a majority of our population that is coming in is the senior citizens. And so we have been offering more things for that age group. A popular thing is bingo, and actually next week we have bingo with the police and fire department, so that will be a fun time. And then we have like cards, movie day, mahjong, just some different things going on. And then some things that we kind of have going on additionally is this Sunday, this kind of came together quickly, so this was perfect timing to share. We will do ULA in our parking lot. So that will be in the top parking lot facing White Bear Avenue. It is free for anybody, so anybody in the community can come and join us. It is Sunday, 10:30 to 11:30. And ULA is just a fun choreographed class. It's kind of to music you hear on the radio, and it's all choreographed. It's really fun. There'll be 3 or 4 instructors teaching it, so it should be a fun time. And weather looks good so far, so.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to add, this isn't specific to our location, but our Greater Y is doing these adventure things. And this is something coming up. I recently just signed up for it, so I was like, we'll add this to tonight, because they've been doing it in the past. It's called Resilinator. It's at the Highland Lake Park Reserve in Bloomington. They had done it for kids in the past. So the kids are connected together, and you kind of go through a challenge course and a little race. And this year they've added it for grown-ups. So should be kind of a fun time, and just wanted to add that up there as well. We're continuing to look for more and more things, and so if anybody has any ideas that they would like us to kind of look into or add, let us know. Does anybody have any questions?
You had said earlier on your tumbling classes it was open to the community. Is that for everyone, or is it just for members of the Y?
So we have tumbling classes where members or non-members can sign up, but then we just have open tumbling as well. And that is just free for, or $3 for anybody that wants to do it for that day.
Okay.
So you're doing lifeguard training. I'm a member, and I've been a member since you've opened. So I'm out. And our biggest thing now is we never can get into the pool. So will you be having more lifeguards so we can use the pool more often? Or
Yes, that's the goal.
Okay.
So the more lifeguards that we can hire, then the more pool time we can open up. So we're hoping to, with this training lifeguards, that will help get more people in, and we can get that pool open more.
And then you said massages are back, and you mentioned Brenda. Is Brenda from before, Brenda?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, good. Good.
She's
good.
been there
She's
for a long
awesome.
time.
Yeah, I haven't
Yes.
seen her for a long time, but yes, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So is the pickleball inside or outside?
It's inside.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that's where everybody's starting to migrate now, because there is some outdoor places, and now as it gets colder, everybody's looking for gymnasiums to do pickleball in. So we do have that available.
Going back to the lifeguards real quickly, what is your biggest hurdle right now in attracting people to becoming lifeguards? Is it the fact that kids have gone away to college now? Are there people that are just not interested? What is the biggest hurdle you're having in attracting people into that?
It's a good question. We just don't have as many people applying as we have in the past. I think it's kind of a nationwide struggle with lifeguards. But we definitely see more people in the summer that are willing to lifeguard, and then they go off to college, and then we kind of have to try to fill those spots again in the fall and winter. So just looking for, that's why it used to be 16. We've opened it up to 15-year-olds in hopes that we can attract more people to get in there.
What are you have to be 15, but what are the requirements in order to be a lifeguard? What training do you need, and what certifications do you need?
Hopefully I can do this justice. I know you have to swim a certain amount of laps across the pool, and that's kind of always a hard thing, is just being able to consistently swim as far as you need to. And then I know they have to dive down to get a brick, which is always kind of a struggle. And then they are like CPR, first aid, AED, all certified. And we do offer those classes for them to get certified as well. And then anybody under 18, they wouldn't be in the pool by themselves lifeguarding, so there is like always somebody over 18 that would be in the pool with them.
I was just curious about like for, I guess, single adults, if there was someone that was interested in the lifeguarding position, is there like an incentive for like discounted membership or something like that with it? Or, because at least for individuals without kids, I've noticed that the membership rate for the Y is a little bit more expensive than some local gyms. So I think for young adults without children, it might be a little bit, there might not be as much incentive to be involved with the Y, I guess. So I don't know if that could potentially be a hurdle. So if like there was a membership discount with participating as a lifeguard, that might be beneficial. But yeah, I guess going on to my question, I was just wondering if like that young adult demographic is that the lowest in terms of like people being involved with the Y, because it sounds like you have a lot of young kids and then older adults or senior adults. Do you get a lot of involvement from young adults at the Y?
Yeah, so going back to a couple things. So we do offer scholarships based on income as well. So
Okay.
if the price is a little too high for someone, then they can always inquire about a scholarship. And then anybody that works for the Y does get a free membership as well.
Oh, that,
So
okay.
that is an incentive. And then you can get a discounted family too. We definitely see like that age group that's kind of like 10 to 15. We're working on trying to provide some more programming for them because we do have like the open gym, playing basketball and that kind of stuff, or the pool, but sometimes they're looking for something a little more, and we're working on some things that hopefully we can announce in the future that we'll be able to provide for that age group as well.
Okay, awesome.
You say the bingo and all the senior events. Now, I go up there quite daily, and I a lot of times just go swipe my pass and come and walk the pond. But how do I know about these events? I don't ever see them. I'm on Facebook and stuff, but I never know that. Every once in a while I'll hear, oh, there's bingo upstairs. I'm like, oh, neat. And I did stop up one time and did play bingo with the police or whatever, and it was very fun. But I don't always know when these things are happening.
So we are trying to promote more things within the branch, but I know for that, the seniors in particular, there is a bulletin board. Like if you walked in almost to go to the gymnasium, there's a bulletin board on the wall in there that has all of it listed. And then there's a monthly newsletter too that goes out that you can pull up on the website too. Yeah, it's so if you go to ymcanorth.org and choose our location and then choose schedules, that will kind of have the different schedules. So there's a newsletter that you can pull up for, it's called Forever Well is our term for our senior citizens.
Do you plan on, I know once the Y switched over, they've done some, but not a lot, but I know it used to have, there were like holiday parties or dances for the kids. There was an annual breakfast every year, and it kind of got all the members together. Do you
Yeah.
guys plan on doing anything like that together again, or is?
We don't have anything planned currently, but that is something that we would love to get more into again in the future. So maybe next year we'll try to get a couple events together. I know we are participating in the trunk or treat for the police department, I think.
Okay. When is that, do you know?
It's public safety, and citywide Parks and Natural Resources will be
Part of it
helping
too.
out.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
And I was going to announce it later, but instead of doing the Boo Bash, the decision was made, we had these two events that would have been back-to-back, and so we're going to
Gonna do
combine
it
and do the
together.
trunk or treat, and that's on October 29th from 1 to 4. And they are looking for volunteers. I'll just do the plug now. So if you're interested in volunteering or coming to help hand out candy or whatever, you can contact me, and we can send you in the right direction. So.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so
So
much.
I do have another question for you. First of all, thank you for coming in tonight and give us a recap of what's going on. It's very much appreciated. But you indicated earlier that you've been here for about 2 months. What do you see as your top priorities of things that you want to make change in order to, make the Y a better place and more attractive to more people down the way?
So my main thing is to really add more youth programming. That seems to be a big need for this community, and that's something that we've been kind of working on some things, and that's one of my top priorities. And then increasing our Forever Well programming, the senior citizen programming, just because we have so many people coming in and they're just looking for more stuff to do. So that is another thing. And then our event center, I didn't really talk about that, but we have this great event center and just wanting to bring back more events in there. And then possibly in the future provide some more community events. So maybe some seminars or different things to just bring the community together.
Can you talk a little bit more about the event center? Because is it on site at the Y? Or?
Yes, it's on that second floor. So if you go through the top parking lot, it's a pretty large event center or banquet space. If the whole thing is open, it takes in 350 people. And so we've been doing lots of weddings. I think we have a quinceanera coming up, some big birthday parties. And we're just continuing to try to find people that want to rent space. And yeah, and then we can break it up into smaller areas too. So we do a lot of, I think there's a lot of insurance meetings and different things like that are held there. Yeah.
Anyone else? Well, I'd like to say I think your employees are very friendly and great to go into each day, so I do thank you.
Yeah.
And I thank you very much for coming. We really wanted to hear what was going on, and this helps a lot.
Yeah, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'd love to hear from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tara.
Next on the agenda, Eagle Scout project proposal.
I'll pull it over.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm just going to get him queued up here. And then, do you want to give the clicker a try? Otherwise, if you just look at me and then I'll turn the slide as soon as you look at me, I can turn the slide for you. Okay?
Okay, that was try.
All right. I'm
So-
on it. All right. Well, Chair, members of the commission, I'd like to introduce Todd Carroll. He came to us with an Eagle Scout project he was looking to do, and we came up with something that the Nature Center really needed was some new bird houses, or not bird houses, bird feeders. The ones we had were in disrepair in the whole area, and they weren't the right height to keep them away from the deer and all that kind of thing. So it was kind of a perfect fit, and we have an area behind the Nature Center that we're looking to revitalize. It kind of got overgrown and kind of sad and forgotten, and so we're going to kind of create a whole new area there. And so if this goes forward and it gets approved, and you'll have to tell them where you are in the process, that's what we're looking to do. So I will turn it over to you, and you can let them know all about it.
Yeah, so as she said, I'm Todd Carroll, and I'm currently a Life Scout from Troop 49 based out of North St. Paul. So it's actually a little farther away, but I live in Maplewood, which is why I'd like to do it here. And a couple facts about me is I'm 15, and like I said, I'm from Troop 49, and I do a lot of work with scouts. I spent over 2.5 weeks camping this summer, and I had many fun trips, and one of them is where the image is from, and I was on top of a mountain that I climbed in New Mexico. And my goal for this project is to have this go well, and then I can finish up rank and become an Eagle Scout, which has been my goal from when I first started being a scout.
Okay.
So now,
Not yet?
I think there was maybe a slide in between.
I don't think so. There's this one, and it goes to this one. I'll keep going till it's the slide you want.
Yeah, there was like a slight formatting error.
Oh, is this the slide you want?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
Sure.
So first with location is behind the Maplewood Nature Center. There's a small area that is currently not being used as much. And I would like to help clean that up and replace the pole in that area. And I would also like to help clean it up since Audra mentioned that it is difficult for the mowers to get in there and reach it. So I'd like to assist with the help of several other scouts.
Okay, do you want me to go back to that other slide then?
Please.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now I'd like to build a bird feeding station that would look similar to this. It would have the pole for hanging the feeders. It would have the 2 feeders themselves, and it would also have a system to reach the feeders. And it would look similar to the one in the design, but it would have a couple different things, like being squirrel repellent, because I wanted to feed birds, and squirrels like to eat bird seed. So, and I also wanted to make it, they would like me to make it child-proof, so that in case they have, like, there's a trail going behind. So if the trail goes through there, parents with little children should not have to drag their kid off of the way to reach the feeders. Or I should make it as hard as possible for the kids to climb up and mess with the feeders. And lastly, I needed a pole of a certain height
Yep.
for
this the next-
some requirements.
Will this one be good for next?
Yep.
Okay.
I think everything else is in order.
All right, perfect.
And then, so first with the bird feeder post, I would like to just do a simple T-post with 1 bird feeder on each side. And then I would like to add a squirrel baffle so that I'm feeding birds, not squirrels. And the squirrel baffle is either the one in the center image is a cone that it is like just wide enough that the squirrels cannot like climb around it, and it's metal, so it's difficult to grip and climb around, or a sliding one that is attached on springs and vibrates and shakes whenever a squirrel touches it.
Okay.
And then bird feeders, I would like to do 2 different types of bird feeders, because different types of bird feeders feed different birds, and I'd like to attract as many as possible. So first is the platform feeder, which will attract several kinds of birds, and I specifically wanted one with the roof because it snows and it rains here, and I don't want the bird seed getting wet or to be spoiled. And then another tube bird feeder, which attracts several different types of birds. Just the tube feeder that I would like to build would be slightly different sized with 4 feeding stations for the birds instead of 2, and more capacity for storing seed. So now a couple ways to reach the bird feeders were both the designs were a 3-step staircase that could be kind of compacted to make it more difficult to climb. So in the first design, it spirals out, and then as you can see, the bottom 2 steps can be tucked back in. However, I would have to add 2 additional walls to this to keep out snow and to stop children from climbing it, because it looks extremely similar to a ladder for children. And the second design is a folding out where the bottom 2 steps can be tucked up inside the main frame and can be folded out, and then folded out when it is used to reach the bird feeders, and then can be tucked in and is more difficult for children to climb. Now a little bit about the costs is I estimated between $150 and $450, but this will vary greatly because of the designs. And fortunately, the only cost is materials, since I can borrow tools, and assembly and installation will also be done by Scout members, which will add no additional cost. And then sources of funding. First, I would go to businesses asking for donations and discounts, whether it is raw material or money of some sort. because they have done this thing in the past, and I've talked to several people, and I know several places that are likely to do it. I've also contacted the Friends of the Maplewood Nature Center, and they could potentially cover some of the cost. And finally, I would be able to plan a fundraiser if necessary. And then there's some next steps where I will finalize the design plans, and then that will cut down on the cost range. And then once I get approval from the Maplewood Parks and Natural Resources, then I have to get approval from the District Eagle Committee, and then I'm able to start asking for donations and start gathering materials. Then I can rally the scouts, and then we can do assembly and installation, with hopefully the project wrapping up by early November and before snow and frozen ground. And that way they can have the station running all the way through this winter. And lastly, thank you for your time. Thank you for inviting me, and do you have any questions?
Yes, first of all, thank you very much for coming here today and making this presentation. I know becoming an Eagle Scout is a very difficult process, and I congratulate you on that to begin with. Secondly, what is the process that's going to go through to refill the bird feeders? Who will be responsible for that and on an ongoing basis? That's my first question. And second question is, will it be far enough away from trees that squirrels can't leap onto it?
Sure, Chair, members of the commission, all good questions, and that's part of this whole project, and the bird feeders is what we're focusing on, but it's a larger project that I don't know for those of you who've been to the Nature Center, but back there they had some old feeders and they had this pulley system and whatever, but they were kind of further back, but they have a window area that's actually set up with binoculars, birds, and it's for people to watch the birds in the winter or people who can't get out on the trails, so it's more accessible. But that just kind of fell by the wayside. So this will be an area, by placing this new area, and we're actually looking at maybe taking the turf out and putting native grasses and things and doing some replanting there. So it's going to be a whole kind of area, and eventually parks may be adding a bench there. So it's a nice area for birding for people who can't go out on the trails and look for the birds. So that's the goal there, and this would be a great part of it. And then as far as the maintenance ongoing, again, we've actually talked to Friends of Maplewood Nature Center. I'll be going to their meeting on October 6th to mention this, and Todd, I'll talk to you later about seeing if you might want to come. But just about maybe covering cost of birdseed, but then the volunteers, we would either, staff that are at the Nature Center, we already have a staff member that's like, I'll fill the bird feeders because she's all over it. And then we would take it from there. But it's just the whole area just needs to kind of be reimagined. And as far as the trees, yes, there'll be some trimming done, but we'll work with park maintenance on that just to make sure that trimming is done. We actually did quite a lot of work last week because the whole area back there, again, if you hadn't been there, there was a lot of leftover stuff that has seen better days. And so we cleared out. We're trying to reestablish. There's a path that goes from the picnic area that used to be all covered in a nice stone path, and you wouldn't know it. So we're restoring that so it goes through the arches and just trying to get that area looking really nice again. So it's kind of a really nice, important piece of the overall project. So does that answer your questions? That does. All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Are there any more questions?
I was going to ask, do you know how high off the ground the bird feeders are going to be, or what you were planning?
I was planning to have them about 6 feet off the ground,
Okay.
So that the deer cannot reach it, because they don't want to feed the deer due to chronic wasting disease being an area.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I saw your design for the 3-step stool. And I just was wondering if 3 steps was necessary versus doing like 1-step stool, depending on the height of your bird feeder.
Since it is on a T-post, there will be like some reaching out to the sides. So I wanted to go with the 3 steps just to give them extra and make it so that like anyone can be able to reach it, just short enough that a child would have difficulty reaching it.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
And Chair, members of the commission, if I can butt in here, Todd, just He's coming a little earlier in the process to you than maybe normal, and great presentation to be so organized this early on, because we haven't been talking for very long, but with the goal of being done in early November, knowing that our next meeting wouldn't be till the middle of October, he was going to come to talk to you now, so it doesn't throw him off on his project, so.
Todd, great job on the presentation. It looks like you've put a lot of thought into it already, even though it seems kind of early.
Yep.
I was also going to ask about the stairs. Is that going to be installed as part of the post, or is that something separate that they would have to bring over?
I would like to have it part of the post, because if it would be built out of wood, it would be rather heavy and difficult to move, and that way they don't need to find a place to store it inside. If I can just simply attach it to the post, then all they have to do is pull out the stairs or fold down the stairs when they are doing it, which will make it easier than finding it and then moving it into place and then putting it back in its original spot.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
With the fundraising part, if you're doing it so fast, have you any ideas how to, like, at the barn sales on Sunday or anything? Is there any way you could have a stand or a donation thing, Audra, or is there anything?
Sure. Again, we kind of let the scouts look for, it's part of that whole
Yeah.
process to look. But again, I had given Todd the reach out to Friends of Maplewood Nature Center and just to see, and they had some questions about, same questions you had, and as we answered those there, and they wanted to know about maintenance and that, and so we'll be following up with them and now that they know, once they know that it's more going to be like a birding habitat. I did talk to the president of Friends of Maplewood Nature ahead of the meeting, and he really seemed to like that idea that it's, an accessible area that people can, enjoy the birding and that kind of thing, and it'll be more like an interactive area. And I even mentioned, we could have interpretive signage on the different kinds of birds, so it could take off from there. So with that, we'll see how it goes with Friends. But yeah, there's, like you said, Home Depot and other places to get the supplies, and park maintenance will work with you, like we talked about how to install and giving you some help. They've done that before when we've put in Gaga pits and other things. So
Great. Well, thank you. Are we asking for a motion here then?
no,
Just-
so he's
just
simply
one-
coming. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Just one more thing. I can help you with that fundraising.
Okay.
When you get to that part, you let me know, because I'd be more than happy to
Great.
donate to this project, because I think it's a fantastic project, and I love the Boy Scouts. So
Thank you so much.
I can be your first donation.
Yep.
Okay?
I will keep you in the loop then.
Yeah, and
You-
no recommendation, just presenting to be able to speak to you and talk to you about ideas and get your feedback was the purpose of Todd coming.
Great idea, great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we need to make a motion?
No,
No? Okay.
thank you.
For inviting me.
All right.
Next on the agenda, unfinished business.
No,
Visitor presentations? Commissioner presentations.
I would like to make one comment here tonight. I'm not sure if this is where I think it is. Okay. I just wanted to thank you and your team, Audra, for keeping the parks up this summer. As you know, my house directly abuts Pleasant View Park. And one of my biggest concerns over the years has been the upkeep of the parks, the mowing of the grass. And when it did get mowed, we could have baled hay behind it. And this summer, I have seen a tremendous change in that. And I really appreciate that. It looks really good. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
I will pass it on to the park maintenance crew.
I haven't gone out and talked to any of the mowing crew this year. I normally have to do that.
Okay, well, great.
So, thank you.
Good to hear nice things,
And that was before I was a commissioner.
right?
Staff presentations.
Sure. All right, Chair, members of the commission, I just have some updates just on things, where we are. And I don't have a formal flyer for this because we're always looking for new organizations to help work with nature programming out at the Nature Center. And we're really happy to say that we've got some programming coming together with Ramsey County 4-H. That's a group, and we're like, why didn't we ever work with 4-H before? over the years. But they came to our last Celebrate Summer event and had a booth, and they did an open house for themselves there, and they are actually going to be offering some educational programs for on non-school days, not the big like Christmas break or whatever, but they're going to be doing at least 1 or 2 days every month starting in October, where they're going to have programs where you can come, and it's $10 for the program, so very affordable. And I want to make sure I get this right, that I believe they're 9 to noon, so they're a 3-hour program that you can drop off. They provide snack, and each one's going to have a theme based around nature, environmental education, and that kind of thing. So we're really excited. So the first one, when we get the flyers, everything, we'll make sure we get them up on social media and in the Maplewood Living. But looks like Friday, October 21st is the first one from 9 to noon, and it's Nature Journals and Sensory Tour, and it's for grades K through 5. So it's, a nice one-off session of programming, and I can get these descriptions to you more, but they're all nature-based. Then there's one on Tuesday, November 8th. It's on fishing, just all the ins and outs of fishing and things like that. In December, it's animal tracks and signs. And then in
Where are
February...
these held?
Pardon?
Where are these held? At
At the
different
Nature Center.
At the Nature Center.
Yep, I should have said that. But yeah, they're coming to us, and they're going to be doing the programming there. So it'll be a half-day schools out program, at least one a month to start with. Yeah, and then in February, it'll be nature crafts, different crafts, and some more nature activities. In March, it's about bird feeders, so timely. Do-it-yourself bird feeders. So, and then April, it's microgreen planting, so it's in gardening. So there's just gonna be all these different themes. So we're really happy. They're a great bunch of people, and they also have scholarships. They're charging the $10 because there's limited space, and sometimes if you offer it just free, people will sign up and then won't come, and then someone, because there's limited space. So, but they do have scholarships. So if someone has a hardship, they'll put that information out. They will make sure that no one gets turned away based on cost. So that was this just come together in the last week or so we're pretty excited about that.
Can you email all of us the confirmed dates on that and
Sure.
what the subject matter for the class is going to be?
Yeah.
Because I would like to put some of those on my calendar just to stop by and see what's
Sure.
happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Like I said, we're still putting the flyers and all the information together. This is just notes, but yeah, so that was exciting. And then I think I'll do this one next. We had a photo contest. It's been a while, but back in July, during Parks and Natural Resources, it's Parks and Recreation Month, we had a photo contest, and we had a lot of submissions, and then we had to narrow it down, and we had to make sure everyone had to fill out a form to have their picture count, and then we narrowed it down to 4 photos, and you can still vote through Friday. So I'm going to put these up on here so you can see. If you haven't voted, you just have to go to maplewoodmn.gov/photo, and you can vote for your favorite photo. So let me pull this. I voted already. Did you? Okay.
Those are great.
I'm looking for the photos. Eco
They're
height.
all
beautiful. You know what? I might.
How do you pick? They're all so good.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
That's right. You have them in your packet. I have to pull this up here.
Do we know when the goats are coming back?
I'll give you an update on that too. Come on, photos. It's taking a little bit of time here. All right, if you can go to the computer, let's see. I don't know if you can see them, but there. So this one was at the Nature Center, and so was the rabbit. And you can't see up on that screen, but the rabbit's tongue is literally sticking out, and he's smiling.
Oh, gosh.
And that was at the Nature Center, and this one down here was at Battle Creek Regional Park, and then this was near Keller, the deer seeing its own reflection. Yeah, so these were all just taken by the public, and so you can vote for your favorite, and then they will get a cool prize, and they'll have their photo featured in the Maplewood Living and maybe in some other promotional stuff afterwards. So.
I was going to ask, is this something that's an annual photo contest?
It is. We've been doing it for a while, and it was interesting because we used to do it where kind of almost like a photo scavenger hunt where you had to go to the first time was at least 5 parks, take photos, and pick a winner, and then we narrowed it down to just 3 parks. We figured you had the whole month to do it. And this time we just said, submit your photos, and we said, make it nature-themed, and that was the trick to get people to go out and take photos, so. And we had such a response to this. We're thinking of doing one this winter then again to take photos in a different season. So,
Will the winning photo be put on display in the Nature Center for the year?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, like I said, I think we're going to be doing another one in winter when we've got some snow on the ground because we can get some amazing pictures there. So you can pick your favorite and vote. And they do know if you vote more than once from the same IP address. We had one photo, and I won't name which one, but there were lots of votes, but it was from 2 different addresses, so they didn't count. So you get to vote once, and they know. But so think about it. Vote for your favorite. All right, and then an upcoming class, just because there are, I would say, let's see if I can make this bigger here. Well, oh, you can see it. Rain garden rescue class. This is actually on Friday. It's been open for a while, and I did check with Carol before I shared it tonight. But there are, I think, 4 spots left. And this is going to be a great class. Carol Gurnis, our natural resources coordinator who came to the last meeting. It's from 6 to 7:30, and it's at the Maplewood Nature Center. And if you've got a rain garden, or you maybe bought a property that had one, or you're just looking to do a rain garden, this is based on rescue, like how you can take an overgrown rain garden and get it back, or getting started on doing one of your own. So, and I'm not going to say for sure, but I think they're going to try to record this. Maybe this one, it might not be it, but so that we have these that we can put online for people to look at. But you can still sign up if you are interested. Any questions about? Okay, all right. And then there is another activity coming up in October, and I had to chuckle because we did put this on social media, and the comment we got right away was, "Remind me in October." So, so we'll post it again in October. But it's just an interactive hike to check out the ecosystem and get some. And this is through Community Ed. It's one of our partnerships there. Naturalist is that they work with is going to be offering this, and it is during the day. It's not a night one, so 10 to noon on Friday, October 7th. So if you're interested, you can just sign up with Community Ed. Any questions on that one? All right. And then this, I wanted to, let's see, I don't have a flyer for it, but I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. I don't know if you can read that. But every year we do our annual free buckthorn pickup day, and this was in the Maplewood Living in August, but we didn't go in the September issue, so I just wanted to make sure to let people know they've still got time to register by October 18th. But if you are interested in cutting down buckthorn and getting rid of it on your property, we offer free pickup for it. You know, you have to sign up so we know and register your spot. No other trees or shrubs, just buckthorn. But we will pick it up for free and take it away. And if you don't have enough, they really encourage you to get together with your neighbors and attack the buckthorn in your neighborhood, and then put the piles out, and Public Works comes by and they pick it up. So they're going to pick it up the week of October 24th, and you can register. You can just email Recreation Online at maplewoodmn.gov or call the number there. That's our Recreation generic hotline number, 249-2111. And it's important to leave your name, address, and email, not just a phone number. It really helps to have the email. And we partnered again with Gertens and Bachman's, and you can use this coupon to buy the things you need and when you cut so you can treat, and they will give you a discount on supplies. And you can just print that up. It's on the website, or you can. There was one in the Maplewood Living too, or you can contact me if you need one, or just email Recreation Online and they can send you the coupon. But it was really nice that they're going to support it. So, any questions about that? All right. And I think that was all the flyers I had to share. So yeah, and that's it for major updates. Are there any questions for me? Anything? What? Thank you. You reminded me. We don't have a set date, but we went out and checked. We had to wait till the resprouts were at a certain level so they could come back, and it's ready for any time. So we actually just sent an email out to Sarah with Great River Greening and Jake with Goat Dispatch saying anytime, and we just asked them to let us know by Monday so we can plan when they're coming. But there's also some buckthorn that has to be cut along the way, and that all ties together. So it will be within the next 2 weeks. The goats will be back. So And I can send out an alert. We'll probably put it on social media since it was so popular before. The goats are back, but I'd say in the next week or two they will be back. So, any other questions for me?
Did you have an update on Blue Bash?
Oh, yes. Well, I kind of gave it before, but the Boo Bash is not happening this year. We had plans to do that, but then Trunk or Treat was the event that we're going with the city, and it didn't make sense to offer two big Halloween events, back to back on a Saturday, Sunday. So we're combining efforts, and we are doing Trunk or Treat here at City Hall from 1 to 4 on the 29th, and you can come in costume or not. But you get the vehicles will be all decorated up, and there'll be games, and you'll get to trick or treat and go around, and should be a great time. I did not get to go to the one last year, but I heard it was really well attended, and just knock on wood for good weather, and so that will take place again October 29th from 1 to 4 here in the parking lot. And parking will be over at the community center, then you walk over here to the event in the parking lot. It'll all be blocked off. And
Who provides the vehicles? Is it just the police officers?
I
or-
think they're still trying to figure out right now. It's police and fire, public safety vehicles. It might be some public work vehicles. So we're just trying to figure out how that'll all work. But stay tuned. I don't have a flyer to share with you yet, but we're pulling those details together they're planning, we just haven't got a flyer quite yet, so. Okay. All right.
Move to
Thank
adjourn?
you.
I second.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:45. Thank you.
Have you, okay, you ever heard of Mark Wilbur?